in the cold and shell out $8 just to hear half the original group chatted up for a while? What inspires such memorable devotion?
Eki eki fatang ni wong.
What inspires such devoted memorization?
Don't give me that, you snotty-nosed heap of parrot droppings. Shut your festering gob, your tit. Your type really makes me puke, you vacuous, malodorous pervert!
What it is Monty Python's Flying Circus, the kooky classic British import being honored for 20 years of existence by New York City's Museum of Broadcasting.
That old? Boy, it makes me feel old. 20 years? Oh my God. I think it's good that it's lasted so long. It's not dated.
It's not dated at all. They've never done anything in the show that would make it seem like it would take place in the early 1970s. They have skits where they cover the Middle Ages. They have skits where they cover television. That's the same as it is now. Nothing has changed. It's not dated comedy.
Feeling a little dated were Terry Gilliam, Terry Jones, and Eric Idle, all set to skewer themselves and their reverential audience.
It's a bit sad, actually, now, because we're all getting a bit long in the tooth, you know, a bit sort of grey-haired, and I have a confession. I've got reading glasses
now. And it's sad. Oh, look at that.
Well, no,
pathetic. Pathetic.
I can't read. It's so sad.
The three of them agree that the only thing they ever agreed on back then was predicting Monty Python would never be a success in the U.S. Their usually dead-on instincts proved dead wrong, but they still have some ideas about differences between American and English humor.
I cut down trees, I skip and jump, I like to press wildflowers.
The thing that has always struck me is that Englishmen can laugh at themselves better than almost anyone in the world. So when we would do a sketch about an accountant, a boring accountant, the next day you'd bump into a boring accountant who would go on and on laughing about the sketch from the previous night.
Amusing sketch last night. I really like.
But the thing is, he'd say, it's exactly like me, he would say. You do the same thing, and an American, a boring accountant would walk up to you and say, it's exactly like Jim. And I think maybe the show is successful here because it's not about Americans. Maybe it's not Americans, it's slightly abstracted. It's, you know, these strange Englishmen cavorting in a strange way. I don't know what it would be like if it were Americans doing the same kind of jokes. I don't know. Being an American, I don't know this one.
While all have gone on to other off-kilter endeavors, they acknowledge the pleasant absurdity of becoming living museum exhibits.
Well, it's nice. I mean, it's nice and it's very strange. Because, you know, you think you do a show and it's all done and you finished and you took your makeup off and went home. And then there's people who are asking you questions about the details of it 20 years later and sticking you in a museum. So maybe the joke's just got that old.
Well, it's a little bit like being dead, I must say. It's a bit like being at your own funeral. But it's a very nice funeral.